Hello everyone, welcome back. A friend of mine gave me this Igman 223 ammunition. And they got some nice artwork on their box. I'll give them that, give them credit for that. So they got some nice artwork there. And the other cool thing that I found with these guys is they're very serious about water sealing their primers. I mean, their primers, like, they got like this bright pink bright pink paint on it. Okay, so especially like when I see like the fancy artwork on the packaging and bright water sealing, I'm like, okay, let's see how accurate this stuff is, because a friend of mine gave me 1,000 rounds of this as a gift. And what I like to do is I like to accuracy test it. And if I see that I can get like 1-inch groups at 100 yards, what I'll do is I'll take that lot, I'll put it to the side for, specifically for distance shooting, okay? So I was testing this yesterday and today, and sadly, I have to report that it's just pretty basic ammunition. I shot it yesterday. I said maybe I was off yesterday. Let me try it again today. The groupings are coming in around 3 inches, right? There's a 5-shot group here that I have marked in circles, and then I did another 5-shot group on top of that. That one opened up to 3.5 inches. If we discount, like if we look at this as a 10-shot group and throw out these 2 rounds, we're coming in at about 3 inches. Yesterday when I was shooting this, I was like, occasionally I would see like some really nice groups. Like I hit one over here. Here's a 5-shot group that came in at 1.5 inches, and then there's like a 4-shot cluster in here that's like at like almost 3/4 of an inch. And that's this grouping over here is the one that maybe say, hey, let's give this another shot today. Maybe all these other groups that I did, they, maybe this is a true representation. And yeah, it's the gunpowder in the ammunition, there's a little bit of, there's some inconsistency with it, so that occasionally you might get lucky. You might shoot some rounds out there where the gunpowder in it is close enough that from one round to the other that you get like these really tight groups. But overall, there's going to be enough variance that most of your groups are going to be like this 5-shot group here, which is at 3 inches. Okay, and then if I discount the worst one over here, all right, and just look at these 4 shots here, yeah, I got a 2-inch group. Okay, and then this one over here, like again, another 5-shot group down here. I set up a different bullseye down here, and it hit up here. So if you only shoot 3 shots, and it happens to be these 3 shots here, you're gonna be like, oh wow, I got 1.5 inch group. But then you shoot 2 more shots, and you get one here and way out there, and it opens up to like 4 inches. So I'm pretty much averaging about 3 inches. I took out the chronograph because I'm like, what's the variance like between these shots? And I only shot 5 rounds through the chronograph. Average velocity is 30-37. And the 5-shot that I shot, the lowest one was 29.98. The highest was 30.82. So it's got like a variance of about like 84 feet per second, right, between the lowest and the highest. And then I looked at, let's say, some of the other ones I have up here that are that typically give me like 1-inch groups, and those have a variance between their lowest and the highest of more like 60. Okay, so there's a little bit more of a variance there. But yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to kind of record this, mostly for for you guys out there that might have this ammunition, but also for myself to refer back to this at some point in the future if I'm shooting this and I can't quite remember how accurate this Igman ammunition is. I can look up one of my own videos, and I can see that it's basically averaging about 3-inch groups. I mean, if occasionally you'll get like tight clusters, right? Like I got this really tight like 1-inch cluster here, but it doesn't happen often enough that you can say that, you know, I mean the average that you're gonna get is about 3 inches. And like when I was shooting, let's say this group here, these 5 shots, like I had my Chevron, I was using a magnified scope, right? And I did test this out on 2 different rifles. I had a Ruger MPR with the 18-inch barrel, and I also have a 220 Palmetto 223 Wild, also with an 18-inch barrel. Both of these rifles have gotten half-inch groups at 100 yards, so that they are very accurate rifles. Now, I don't always shoot my best. I mean, sometimes I might throw a shot, but if I throw a shot, it's, you know, like the group might open up, let's say, by a half-inch. I mean, it's never, like, I'm never gonna throw a shot like that far out, you know, unless like I twitch or something, you know. Like, for example, there's nothing that I did that would make one shot go this far down over here and one shot go way up there. I mean, if I did, I would be aware of it. I would see my, you know, when I pull the trigger, I would see that I pulled the shot or something. Okay, like in order for me to make a shot land down here, I'd actually have to lift the back of the rifle in order to make it drop that much. So there's a good deal of variance in this ammunition from round to round. Occasionally, you'll get lucky. You'll get a couple of shots that have very similar loadings that give you a nice tight group. But then sometimes you'll get very unlucky where you'll grab a couple of rounds that have like loadings, right, gunpowder loadings at like the opposite extreme, and the group will open up. Okay, so I wanted to kind of throw that out there for you guys and also for myself if I ever want to refer back to this video. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all soon.